Hey everyone, Angelo here, Hollywood filmmaker, greatest screenwriter in the history of the world, recovering hobo. And I'm getting home, walking my bike, which has received 3 flat tires over the weekend. That's right. I rode out to Venice Beach, spent a bunch of money on art and an overpriced t-shirt, but it was a really nice shirt, so I was like, why not? And some other stuff I spent a bunch of money on, I don't even know what. And I got a flat rear tire, went to a bike shop nearby, they replaced it, they fixed it, and I said put tire liner on it. There's already tire liner on it. If you can just reuse that, do it, but if it's damaged, put some new ones on there. And they replaced the rear brake pads. And I was able to ride home about 10 miles or so from there to my Los Angeles apartment, where the next day I went and took my bike to try and go to the grocery store, and I noticed the rear wheel was flat again. I was like, oh man, what the hell? Then I went to sleep last night, or I was lying down, and I heard it's like, what the hell? The front tire just went flat. So I know I rode over glass. There may be glass stuck in the tires that needs to be cleared out. There's no bike shop near me that's open. Cannot get to anywhere while they're open, since I have my job, and it's just their bike shops are too far away. Yeah, there's one in Culver City and Ivy Station, and they're open Mondays, Fridays, and Saturdays, except today apparently they weren't, because it's Indigenous Peoples Day / Columbus Day, formerly known as Columbus Day. And I took my bike to work today thinking I would be able to bring my bike there, but no. And I only have one inner tube, so I can't replace both. Also, the wrench I have is like a little baby wrench. I can't get enough torque on it to at least get my front wheel off. Maybe I could get my back wheel off, but I have to get a better wrench. So maybe I can go to Target and get an inner tube if they have them there, but also I don't feel like it. Like, I'd rather just wait till the place at Ivy Station is open on Friday and go there. At least I'm enjoying my walk. It's nice out. I'm in LA. Beautiful area here. Now, the other thing going on, my home. We got another roommate fiasco. I don't want to get into the whole scenario here. I live with 2 people, a man and a woman. The guy is really cool. The woman, oh my God, she is annoying the living hell out of me. And it's coming in the form of basically giving me way too much attention, being way too interested in me, not mirroring, not getting a sense, like matching and mirroring my level of interest in talking to her, which is virtually none, because I'm fucking home and I don't want to talk to people. And staring at me, insisting I look at pictures on her phone, asking me how I'm doing, trying to drag me into conversation. So now, basically, I respond with the minimal amount of acknowledgement of her, because it got to a point where I was on the phone with my mom, people, and I had it up against my shoulder in the kitchen while I was, washing dishes or something. And this woman I live with comes up to me while I've got the phone up to me, and she says, "Good morning." And like, I kind of looked over, and then just kind of looked over barely, and then looked away. And then she said it again, "Good morning." And I just looked over kind of disgusted. looked away. I'm like, holy shit, she is stupid. And the other thing she did that really disgusted me, aside from she kept showing me a picture of this rock star from her country. She's from another country. She's an immigrant here. And just stop and like just smile and show it to me like, look, you look just like him. I'm like, what the hell is this? That makes it sound so much more reasonable than how she actually did it. But it was like, I'm not showing interest in what she's talking about. And then the most disgusting thing was, she came up to me again in the kitchen. She's like, hi, how are you? And there's sort of an island barrier that like kind of sticks out from the wall that provides like part of a barrier between the kitchen and the rest of the like living room / dining room. And whatever bullshit she said, I don't know, I don't remember. And then she just leaning against it, smiling at me, staring at me. And it was so pathetic and shameless. And the thing is, like, her boobs were like sticking part way out of her shirt. And it was just pathetic. Like, she was pressing her body against it, just staring at me. I'm like, I was so weirded out. I'm like, oh, this is being creepy to me. This is pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. Like, Angelo, you're not giving her attention. Or it's like, Angelo, you're not giving me attention, but I'll make you. And you could argue, well, she's just stupid. I'm like, okay, well, then she's stupid and doesn't realize she's doing that. So what? It's still just as disturbing. Like, I can't respect someone like that. I can't respect her. I mean, I treat her with respect, which is basically just I clean up. I don't bother her. But yeah, it's extremely annoying. And I talked to my other roommate, and I was like, look, she is stressing me the hell out. What do I do? And I'm like, do I talk to her or what? And he's like, no, don't talk to her. Like, she'll freak out. Let me talk to her, because also her English isn't great. And I gotta cross here. And he's from the same country as her, so he said, let me talk to her, because I can bring it like sort of real gently. And you know, if it requires being more direct later, then then he can be more direct later. But I'm like, dude, she's got to stop. It's stressing me out. And like, maybe you know her better, I don't know, but she's gonna freak. I know she's gonna freak out. And so he talked to her, and he said it was a good talk, just basically something like, you know, American culture or whatever. I'm like, no, it's not the American culture. It's you being a pain in the ass to me. But basically, she still bothers me. She still annoys me. It just downgraded to she'll say good morning to me with the overly interested, not registering that I'm not interested in talking, or hi, how are you, or how's it going, when I don't want to talk. Because that's just so like, it reminds me of the pastor I lived with. It reminds me of the guy who sexually harassed me for 6 months last year. This pathetic, like, I'm gonna coax you into faking a relationship with me, even though you don't have one. Like, you're not doing it. It's just pathetic. Like, there's no words for it. It's nonsense. It doesn't make sense. And at some point I may just have to tell her, stop it. I don't want to talk to you. Don't ask me how I'm doing, or however I have to say it. The thing is, whatever I say, it's not going to matter. I'm sure she will flip the fuck out, because anybody who's doing this, or she'll just act in denial. Like, what do you mean, what's wrong? Like, talk to me, Angelo, tell me what's wrong. And actually, it's funny, my other roommate, he's like, yeah, she may be thinking that, like, oh, Angelo's shy, he needs someone to help him talk more. And I already know, like I said, whatever I say, she's already not getting it. So it's kind of beside the point to say, like, look, I don't want to answer that. And I dealt with also that Hungarian woman I lived with a few weeks ago, who was furious with me for not asking her how she's doing, and she insulted me about my vision and stuff, and was asking me, why is my hair wet, and it was wet last night. and said, I was just making conversation. Don't you? I was making conversation. I said, no, that was hurtful. That was painful. And she was looking away like Mussolini. Oh, fine. Everything I do is wrong. Huh? I can't do anything. You see, that's the extortion, the blackmail that people like this pull. So it's been stressing me out. I try and control my level of stress, but it gets out of control. And I'm still dealing with so much fallout from the sexual harassment from last year. And I'm pushing myself really hard to be socially active, which is why I was in Venice Beach last weekend. I was at a book reading group. That was really great. Actually, the people were really nice. It was kind of surreal. It was like hard to get used to, but I was like, not hard to get used to, but it was a little bit like surprising. And I'm like, but this is good. 15 years ago, I would have freaked the hell out. I couldn't have handled it. Or maybe a little over 15 years ago. But this time, I'm like, good. This is a good thing. Just roll with it. Sorry about the weird camera angles. I'm like resting my hand on the handlebars of my bike as I walk it home and into this woman's lair. But yeah, it's like, what can you say? And I don't want to hurt. Like, whatever I say, I guarantee it's gonna, her story will be different. If I even mention anything like, look, I didn't like how you were sticking out your boobs at me and stuff, like it was pathetic. What's she liable to say? I know what the terrorist I lived with in Koreatown was like. She's like, why doesn't Angelo talk to me? I'm nothing but nice to him. All I ever try and do is be helpful. Whatever. She terrorized us and she sexually harassed me twice. And I never wanted to talk to her. And she would just scream for hours at night and terrorize us all. And so you can imagine, if I even mentioned that, especially with her English not being great, it's like, what's she gonna say? Oh, you were looking at my boobs or so? Whoa, what were you doing? Like, nothing's gonna matter. I remember confronting a roommate. He was constantly stealing my stuff, stealing my towels out of the kitchen, and I caught him stealing my ice packs. I said, hey, where are my ice bags? He's like, oh, I'm sorry, I got them here. And I said, don't take my stuff again. And he's like, you gotta stop taking my stuff. He was about to fight me. I was like, I told my landlord, this is in that shithole in Annandale. I said, he's been stealing my stuff. Either he leaves or I do. And so they kicked him out reluctantly because they don't give a shit. Oh boy, am I gonna make this light? Nobody hit the crosswalk button. I don't know how long I'll have a green, so I'm not gonna try it. I'll hit the beg button. We need better pedestrian infrastructure. Also, I realize I'm going to be walking to work until my bike tubes are replaced, because the only buses that can get me to work are gonna take me as long as walking, because I'm gonna have to walk 15 minutes to the bus or 15 minutes from it, and I'll have to wait for the bus. There's no guarantee that'll be on time. Buses in the morning in LA, in my experience, better than afternoon schedules, but you never know. If it's delayed, you're not getting a bus for 20, 30 minutes. Hold on. Oh shit. So I spent a bunch of money at Venice Beach, met a bunch of nice people, riding a lot. I was riding a lot over the weekend. And I'm really pushing myself to my limits and constantly finding new limits. And I just want peace at home. I don't want this woman thinking she's entitled to my attention, my anything, my energy. And I may have to tell her, I don't know. I'd rather have my other roommate there so he's a witness. So at least it means something, to have a witness there. Because I know she's not even respect my boundaries. It means it doesn't matter that I have boundaries. And that was my experience in Koreatown with the terrorist. That was my experience with William Wagner, the Baptist pastor that the Baptist church is too cowardly to answer for when I reported him. That's how the Hungarian woman I lived with, Gabriella Bohuni, treated me. That's how my sexual harasser last year treated me. Which is, oh, it doesn't matter if you want. Actually, it's not just it doesn't matter if you want what I'm doing or not. The whole source of my pleasure is the fact that you don't want this, and it's a thrill for me to gain power over you. And I want to make more videos. I've been so busy with writing. Really, that's the biggest thing. I'm like, man, if I direct a movie, how am I going to have time to direct? I'll just be writing so much. And I want to keep writing every day, no matter what. Even if I'm directing a movie, at least write something, like a page or something, at the beginning or end of the day. All right, I'm going to finish my walk home. Thanks for watching, everyone. Oh, there's no ramp on this sidewalk. Ridiculous. And broken sidewalks I'm walking across that the tree roots, tree roots are making buckle. No ramp. So people who need that for well, bicyclists for one thing, if you're going onto the sidewalk, but people who have what kind of disabilities am I thinking of? You know, mobility aids. Yeah, like wheelchairs or walkers who could benefit from a ramp, or better yet, a raised crosswalk. They can't get over that. A lot of people in wheelchairs can walk somewhat, but there's no reason they should have to do that. Oh, another broken sidewalk. So I'm going to finish my walk home, rest my bike with 2 flat tires for the week, and just walk to work this week. I enjoy walking. That's not a big deal. And are there ramps at this intersection? I don't see any. So deal with that, LA. This city is not going to bother installing ADA compliant, let alone pedestrian safe crosswalks and intersections. It would be safer with raised intersections. I mean, raised crosswalks. And look at me on the street. You can't see if a child is going to run out in the street, if they're chasing a ball, if an animal runs out on the street, because there's so many cars around, because we don't provide viable options to get around without one, and we don't make denser neighborhoods where we have shops around where we live. I miss that about Koreatown. Finally, driveway. It's fake grass. Oh, cool. Is that a Halloween decoration, or no? I don't know what that is. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. And yeah, put my face back on camera. Like the video, subscribe. I'm going to try and make more. This is like the only time I can make videos. This is when I'm doing something else at the same time. I'm such an active guy. Man, so many people are jealous of me. Beautiful little stretch of trees right here. I like that these trees aren't too big. These palm trees, I guess. All right, everybody. Bye.